Morning, Mwami Douglas, and I want to say, Hoja bless no man curse. His Majesty Emperor Selassie, the dignity of the black man, the original human, the dignity of the black woman, the original mother of the world. And of course, we preach the dignity of the black man.
Honorable John Musila, Member of Parliament of Musila Bubulo East constituency.
Exactly.
Tugenda okubeera nayo olunaku olwaleero okulaba nga tutematema ensonga here and there ate otambule n'okumanya. Honorable,
yes,
olina akakwate ku Kenya
nnyo
mu ggwanga lya Kenya eyo bagala kwasaganya opposition ne government oludda lwa Raila Odinga lubeere nga lutambulira mu layini ne government eri mu buyinza ya Dr. William Samaria Ruto babenga ensonga ezimu bazitambuza ng'eggwanga ng'abantu ab'enseemu ab'omusabe gumu so bayise retired general Olusegun John Obasanjo former president wa Nigeria asobola nga batabaganya ensonga eno eyinza okujjako wano mu ggwanga Uganda kiyinza okulabikako ekifaananyi ng'ekyo wano mu ggwanga Uganda
ate nga ffe tuli bulungi nnyo
tuli bulungi nnyo
constituency yange eri ku Kenya kwenyewe. Ndio naona mimi tukiongea Kiswahili hapa wengine wanasema wewe unatoka Kenya sijui unatoka Tanzania. Kidogo hiyo. Na unajua kiko katiba yetu Uganda hapa. Do you know that in the constitution of Uganda Kiswahili is supposed to be the second language? Actually national language for this country.
But it's not implemented.
You and nobody wants it. I tried to make a constitution.
Simanyi lwaki Swahili tetumuwa nnyo maanyi.
Tetumuwa maanyi ffe abasoma. Ffe abasoma.
Bagala nnyo okusoswaza.
Abannayuganda boogera Oluswayiri bulungi nnyo. Tambulako eno nga ffe abajjuwakaali. Enfuufu mu ffuufu ettaka mu ttaka. Bwe mbeera mu kikuubo twogera Luswayiri. Ntambulira abaana bange abarasta bange bamanyi twogera Luswayiri. Bano abava West Nile abava Waimoyo eyo twogera Luswayiri lwakubanga nze olulimi lwabwe sirumanyi nabo tebamanyi lwange naye Oluswayiri balumanyi
muwuliziganya mu Luswayiri. Embeera eri Kenya,
so embeera ya Kenya bo bakimanyiridde bwe baafuna emitawaana 2007-2008 era still bajja mangu nnyo ne bakwatagana Mwami Uhuru ne Raila Odinga banga gwanvu nnyo nga tebakwatagana ate nga ono president aliko Ruto nga ali debut okiraba naye bazza awantu ne bakola kye bayita handshake okiraba okukwatagana lwakubanga the epitome of Kenyan opposition has been Raila Odinga. As from the legacies of his father, Oginga Odinga. You see that? Nebakwatagana. Kakati na kino kyakoze abadde abikolanga ebya Uganda. Ebya Uganda ebya woko tuwaka biji. Naye kati biri kubakosa bubijjo. Abanakenya abasinga ne bagamba bambi. Ate omanyi ekirala ssebo lwaki balina okukwatagana mangu nnyo. Lwakubanga Mwami Douglas, Kenya is not like Uganda.
Kenya is very different from Uganda.
But even economically,
politically,
everything. Kenya is kakati bwokola akantu katono nnyo mu Kenya, economy ebe weddewo. Ye economy is strong not only in East Africa but Eastern Africa. Naye okugwa mangu nnyo.
Embeera otezeewo lwa pressure Odinga gy'atadde ku William Ruto.
Actually, Odinga mwenyini kimuyisa bulungi singa aba ayingidde if he goes into these negotiations. It is for the benefit of Odinga. Do you know the richest families in Kenya? 2. And in Africa, 2. Kenyatta and Raila. So, if you are fighting, who loses more is the 2 families. The 2 families. Eya Uhuru omanyi muganda wa Uhuru gwe tomumanyi addukanya ebintu byabwe. I think is second to Uhuru. He's called Njoho.
Yes, Njoho. I've heard about Njoho.
Exactly, Njoho.
Yes.
And these are people you can't know. And you know that Uhuru has so many other brothers, what you call step one or whatever.
I know very well.
Yeah, I mean the English call them step.
The step.
But these are brothers and the sisters. So many of them. Because Mzee Kenyatta married about five women and got children, including a white woman.
Fenga Uganda. Yes. Tuyiga ki mukuta mukuitentia okusowagana kuno.
Yes. You know now, in Kenya, there are so many political parties.
Like in Uganda?
Yes. Now, if you are talking about Raila and the state today under President Ruto, because that's not enough for the other parties.
But Raila is the leading opposition.
Yes, it is the leading, just like we have here President Chagulanyi is the leading opposition person. So, if he talks to President Museveni here, are you saying FDC and others, CP, have as well talked? No. In Kenya, we have so many. Musila Bubulo is there. Wetangula with the Ford Kenya. Wetangula is my own tribe, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, these are, and somehow we are related even.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's Ford Kenya. We have, at one time, of course, Raila had Ford Asiri.
Yeah, yes.
But it is no longer. Now we have this Mukamba man. This Mukamba, I forgot the name.
The Mudavadi.
No, not Mudavadi. Mudavadi is from Western, Western Kenya. These are the Luya.
The Luya.
General Luya. The Luya are a big conglomeration of several tribes, but with us Bukusu of Kenya.
Of Kenyans?
Yes, we are 52%. I'm talking of Bukusu in Kenya. Of all of the Luya, Maragori, Besuha, Daho, Samia, we the Bukusu, the Bagisu of Kenya.
The Kusu are the Bagisu.
Bukusu are the Bagisu
of Kenya.
You get me right?
Oh, yes. I'm getting it right now.
In Kenya, they are called Bukusu, but actually they are Bagisu.
They are Bagisu.
I am a Mugisu of Uganda.
But in Kenya, you are Mukusu.
Same everything. By the way, 70% of my clan is in Kenya. Just 3 weeks ago, I went to bury my uncle at 91 years, a retired head teacher. I went to bury in Nikimilili. This is what we are at the border, the colonial border.
Okay.
I am talking of the colonial border. So 52% of all the Luya tribes, Luya, the Bantu-speaking tribes of Western Kenya, we are Bagisu of Kenya. We have other small tribes, Abangachi, Abesuha, Abasamia, all of them. But the Bukusu, the Bagisu are 52%. Now, that means they command a lot.
Oh.
You see that? So when you talk of Musila Bubulo, he can't make a big way out without the Bukusu.
Without the Bakusu.
And yet the Bukusu have Wetangula as the leader of Ford Kenya. You see that? Ford Kenya. So we need to ally with Ford Kenya and the Wetangulas before he can make a headway in Western Kenya. You see that?
But I remember,
yes,
in Kenya there was they made what we can call the inter-party coalition.
Yes, it is.
So I think all of them they are the Mudavadi, the Wetangula,
yes.
They're all behind.
I wish to tell you this. Unlike Uganda, the only thing where I would think they have an edge over us is when it comes to elections.
Yes.
They are able to coalesce very fast.
Definitely.
And they go for in a movement style. I'm not talking of
that's where I ask.
They can coalesce, come together in some kind of alliance.
Yes.
As you heard about Rainbow and others. You see that?
The Jubilee.
They can coalesce, fight, but immediately after they put somebody in power, they collapse.
They collapse.
They go back very fast.
What are we learning?
Now in Uganda, we remain ourselves. We remain big fish in small ponds. Tunaendelea tu hivyo. You see? That's the trouble we have.
Where is that?
The Kenyan parties are more tribal.
Yes. In fact,
now if you are talking
Kenya
about
politics,
Speaker Wetangula,
Kenya politics is built on tribes.
Exactly.
Why?
The 42 tribes.
Why?
Is it different from Uganda? it the same? Is it different from Uganda? Can you have DP without a Muganda? An ethnic Muganda?
But the president of DP is not a Muganda.
Yes, that's why he has wars. That's why he has wars, and the sprinters went away.
The president of FDC is not a Muganda.
Yes, very good, very good. That's why they have wars there. Not that he has to be a Muganda or whatever. FDC, once it left Besigye and Muntu and went to the east, this is why you see the crisis there.
So each party, each politics is aligned.
Yes, on tribes. Just like in Kenya or Uganda or anywhere, even in Rwanda and the whole of Africa.
I think East Africa.
No, the whole of Africa. The whole of Africa. You study the political systems of Africa and you will see this kind of thing. Comparatively, whether Nigeria or anywhere.
Is it having where it is taking us anywhere? Is it taking us anywhere?
Of course. These are preponderates, first of all, created by colonialism.
Yes.
Secondly, these are nations found here by colonialism and left behind by colonialism without any effect, not much effect. Maybe your generation can transcend through this.
But
I know myself, and I'm not offended when you call me Mugisu. I'm not offended at all. And I'm proud
to be a Mugisu.
To be a Mugisu. Very proud. Circumcised and whatever.
I love that.
Very, 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 very proud to be one. By the way. You see? So you attack on, if there is an attack on any Mugisu, you think I can't defend? If there is an attack on a Muganda, you think a Muganda cannot defend? You see? If there is an attack on a Musoga, you think a Musoga cannot defend? Whichever way, whichever shade they have, they will always come to that.
When we talk about the tribes and the politics here in Uganda, are we having a way forward so that we can find things right here and there? So that Kubanga, Kenya, the way how we do it, you can find that a certain generation, you can find a Mjaluo coming up. Then at a certain generation, you find a Mchukuyu coming up. At a certain generation, you find a Karenjin coming up. Here in Uganda, it is very different. Can we find ways of twisting things the other way around so that things can work out? So that politics, if you're running politics of tribes, it can lead us to a certain point. Because Kenya has been doing it, but not having wrangles in a tribal way. And I think in Rwanda, but Rwanda is a bit different. Rwanda, it's a bit different because Kagame has been running the country for over 30 years. So in Burundi, it is somewhere. It is similar.
Yes.
In Tanzania, it is also tribalistic. So you can find things done in Kenya, but not having wrangles tribalistically. How is it?
In Kenya, there was. You remember 1992?
I remember it.
When the Kalenjin were fighting the
Bukusu and the Jaluos.
It was terrible. It was terrible. 1992.
I remember.
I had just left university then. It was terrible. You know 2007 at least.
Yes, 2007,
maybe 2000, I mean 1992 you were not yet born.
Yeah, but 2007 it was very clear, in a glass.
Very clear, very clear. And that thing caused the Kenya problems.
Yeah.
The economy went down and has just recovered.
But I think this is what William Lutu is trying. It doesn't want to get back.
Number two, Kenya, unlike Uganda, we have had presidents from Central.
Okay.
Ethnic Baganda. We have had presidents from North, Acholi, Lango. We have had a president now from Western Uganda. I think it's only Eastern.
Eastern.
But tell me about Kenya. Tell me about Kenya. Apart from
if not Kalenjin,
two tribes, Kikuyu.
If not Kalenjin, Chukuyu.
Predominantly, two presidents. The first senior independence president, Jomo Kenyatta. Kikuyu. His son, Kikuyu. Then, of course, in between Moi is
Kalenjin.
Then you had
Kibaki, Kikuyu. Then
now
you
have
bring
another
in Kalenjin.
You see? Tell me. Only 2 tribes ever since independence in 1963. 1963. How many years now? Is it 60? 60 years? But in Uganda, we are more spread out. Tribally. You go to Rwanda. Rwanda is worse. From the colonial times, the colonialists favored these tribe,
the leaders?
No, the Wakina Kagame tribe.
Okay.
The Tutsi.
The Tutsi.
They were favored throughout. Now, of course, by 1959, 57, we had the problems. 59, most of them were deported, especially when the king was deposed as well.
Yes.
The king of Rwanda in the 50s. And they ran here. Now, they are back. You need to go to Rwanda to know what is there. The majority Hutus are completely speechless, completely downtrodden.
Their voices.
I am speaking because I know. I've been in Rwanda everywhere and several times. I know they even watch us as I talk. But it is terrible. It is terrible. There is no way you have no state spy. And there is no Hutu who is not spied on. No way. No, everywhere, even in restaurants. As long as there is a Hutu, whether minister or whatever, there is somebody spying on you.
Where is that?
So, now, when you go to, of course, Tanzania has a good semblance. Which has, Mzee Nyerere, alifanya kazi. Nimejua Tanzania vizuri.
Mzee Nyerere.
With them, they have brought up a system where the party moves with you. You move within the party upwards. Not that you don't make mistakes. I'm an NRM person. Now, what we are suffering in the FDC is what we have even in NRM. The term come lately is, today if you are DP, you come to NRM, you will
you come
on the top straight away. The same with FDC. FDC, of course, is a sprint of NRM anyway, so it has to behave the same way. Okay? So that you see the problems of FDC are by the
Lukwago is
very new to hardly 2 years. Semuju hardly 10 years.
Yes.
But they are the ones now ruffling the water heavily. You see?
Even the president.
Amriat. No, Amriat has been there. It's only that
I wanted to talk about the FDC.
Yes.
Engeri gye bakwasaganyizamu ensonga. Bazikuta ekisajja kikulu.
Yes. Bazi koze bwe batyo naye they will heal because it has had those turbulences some time back, especially when the IGG, the Kamia left, and
the Mugisha Muntu,
of course, the Mugisha Muntus, they healed. Yes, they know how to heal, but of course it afflicts all parties in Uganda and even elsewhere. Now they will heal over time, but the damage has been done.
The turbulences,
yes,
because they have just launched the road map for 2026.
Yes. Do
you think the turbulences has any way that it is to lead the opposition?
What is the difference between a road map and a Panya road? You know Panya? Panya is a rat route.
Then a road map.
You know, with you are too young, you didn't see these things. When we were growing up in the thickets of Bugisu, the rats would have clear roads in the bush. Clear roads that you would see, and they use them very well beaten properly. And Swahili was the Swahili call it Panya. Panya is a rat. So it's a Panya road.
Panya is a rat.
Panya is a rat.
In Swahili.
Rat, yeah. Oh. So rat road. Okay. Rat road. No problem. All opposition parties, but they have weakened themselves, divided up the people of Uganda.
The opposition side.
The opposition side. You see that? Even those who would have a will that we are forming up and coalescing the opposition, completely gone. Completely gone.
So where do you see the future of opposition?
And it is not there. Certainly it is NRM to ride over. Ride on and ride over. Completely.
But it is alleged you are the cause of this turbulences.
No, not at all. Not at all. Now,
How do you prove?
I mean, you prove by the members themselves. The opposition members themselves. The problems you see in FDC, are they not in DP? Are they not in NU?
But
yes.
In NRM there are no issues?
They are there. Actually, it is worse with us. The fact that I'm an independent member of parliament, how did I come to be independent? When I have been in the party ever since 1983, when I was in S2.
You've been
I was a
young blood of NRM.
Up to now. I've never gone to any
political party
or opposition. No. No, up to now. But how did I end up becoming, coming to parliament as independent? How did Her Excellency Major Alupo come to parliament as independent? How many others? Why? These are issues which afflict all parties.
Yeah.
Only that, the trouble is you see NRM, you think it is so coalesced, it is so united. No, that is not the case.
It also has issues.
No, it has issues. And glaringly big issues.
But,
by the way,
Honorable Musila,
yes.
Do you,
yes,
the leading party?
So I want to undo the notion that it is NRM causing trouble in other, but no, that's not the case. Now, who is causing trouble in NRM? If we do not have a very strong leader, a very strong chairperson, we would be collapsed already. For example, some people were even calling on me. You have worked for this party. Now they have stolen your primaries at gunpoint. There is one former MP who was working in Somalia who pointed a gun at me and they stopped openly, glaringly before all people. He said, "No, you are not going to parliament." But now, as a senior cadre,
yes,
I said, "Okay, if that's the case,
let me come independent.
No, let me retire." People said, "No, we gave you votes. Come back."
Then that's when you came as an independent.
Overwhelmingly. So when you talk of parties, look at them in a corporate form.
Okay.
That all of them have similar problems. NRM has the same problems as FDC, as DP, as
then
CP.
what is disturbing opposition parties?
I think I've ever discussed that here. Until you cultivate a culture of developing a philosophy,
okay,
and an ideology, two things: a philosophy
and an ideology.
An ideology. You are nowhere as a party. We have parties. You ask me, why do you have only the Labour Party and the other one is what in Britain?
The Conservatives.
Why do you have the Republicans and the Democrats in the US? Only two. Don't you think there are people who can begin other parties? Now, one, our formation of parties are not formed on ideology. Our ideology could be tribal. That is not ideology. It does not cut across the Republic of Uganda. For example, the farmers of Uganda, if they came up and said, "We the peasants are forming a party," which NRM has, by the way, seen already and taken over. You see? So that would be a credible party because it would cut across.
Then there will be another one called Nobles.
No. Which is okay, the way it is in Britain.
In Britain, yeah.
Yes, and that is why you have the House of Commons and the
House of
Lords.
The
Lords, these are bourgeoisie, rich people. You see? Yes, that is it. So that one cuts across. A rich person in Bugisu has the same thinking and aspirations as a rich person in Acholi, in Kigezi, and everywhere like that. A poor person...
You are purely blood of NRM.
Yes, I am.
Do you need opposition as NRM?
Yes, extremely.
Why?
Oh, and Douglas, you are talking to a political scientist.
Why do you need opposition?
Why do you need opposition? Why do you need people to tell you you are that? If I asked you, Douglas, it is me who knows your face. It is me seeing Douglas. It is you seeing Rastaman.
Yes.
Okay? Because I don't know my face.
Yes.
Even in the mirror, it is the opposite way.
Yeah.
The mirror, it changes the things. So don't think you are the same, the way you see in the mirror. No. So it is me seeing you. So you need opposition to tell you, to always tap on you. You say, here you are going wrong. 2, vengeance. You are trying to, what I would call unplug vengeance.
Okay.
You see? You know, when you are only one party, you are muzzled, nobody's talking, that's very dangerous when it explodes. But if you have a way that such anger can come out, the way you plug a water and then release it, if it is dripping slowly, it will release the pressure. So opposition releases the pressure.
Honorable John Musila Gwenchali naye tugendagenda katonyo mukuumula ko tukomewa tunnyonnyole emboozi etsalikira kweyo mpanvu nnyo tukyanyumya ensonga nyingi nnyo here and there. Hot cup at 9 tukomawo katukomewo.
This is Hot Enoni Baba TV obusoga bulayire. Abantu b'ekirika n'ebitundu ebiriranyeewo tweyune for Junction Shopping Mall ekirika Namugongo Road mu maaso ga Sheru Kireka. Jangu wegulire ebintu mu maduuka gaffe omuli supermarket ez'omulembe, amaduuka ag'engoye eziri ku mulembe, ayagala amasimu amapya, restaurants ez'omulembe ezifumba ekimere ekiri loko, emmere yaffe endala omuli ne Continental Food, Makeup Studios, yenjogera ekindekeki, bannange parking ngazi ate nga security eri ggulugulu. Byonna ebibe ku Junction Shopping Mall ekirika Namugongo Road maaso ga Sheru Kireka. Tukulindiridde.
Psalms. Taste the difference. Ensonga y'okugula ettaka oba poloti enogeddwa eddagala. Muzimbe Construction ne Muzimbe Property Agency bakusabukulira estate empya okumpi n'ennyanja Nalubaale ku bbeeyi layisi ku bukadde 8,885 bakuguza poloti 5 ku 10 nga yakyapa wammanga we ziri olengirira ddala ennyanja Nalubaale. Estate eno esangibwa Katosi Kiruddu okuliraana National Water. Muzimbe Construction ne Muzimbe Property Agency bakuyambako n'okukuzimbira mu poloti yo singa obeera okyetaaze. Gwabeetaaze genda ku Ikotorio Mall room 14 mu kibuga Kampala wakati. Okumanya ebisingawo kuba ku noti 752551 oba noti 755927 noti emu oba noti 7251
Uganda National Farmers Federation ngeri walani ministry ey'ebyobulimi obulunzi n'obuvubi ekuleetera omwoleso ogw'ebyobulimi ogw'omulundi ogw'29 wansi w'omulamwa ogw'okwongera amaanyi mu nnima n'okutambula n'embeera nga twongera omutindo kw'ebyo bye tulima okubitira mu makolero amatontono. Omwoleso ogw'ebyobulimi ogw'omwaka guno gwakutandika ennaku ed'omwezi nga 4 paka nga 13 ogw'omunaana wali ku Source of the Nile Jinja Showground. Otasubwa okutendekebwa okusomesebwa okuva mu balimi ab'endawulo nga bakozesa tekinologiya ow'omulembe mu by'okulima n'okulunda asobola okuwanirira embeera y'obwire ofune mu bulimi otegeera okunoonyerezebwa okukolebwa nga kwotaire n'enkola za gavumenti edikuyambako okulankulana mu by'obulimi. Olina kufuna omukisa ogw'okugula n'okutunda by'olimye nga kwotaire n'okubuuza abakugu ku bigamagana n'enima ey'omulembe. Okuyingira dda kuba 5,000 donka okumanya ebisingawo ku mwoleso guno konko n'essimu ku 0772 60 20 35 oba 0774 53 69 06.
Enoni Baba TV obusoga bulayire. Eno ni gangamka ku Baba TV. This is Hot.
Yes, welcome back from the commercials. Once again, it is the Hot Cup at 9. My name is Bachinyumia Douglas. I'm in the driving seat to take you through the updates and the current affairs with the Honorable John Musila, a member of Parliament from Bubulo East constituency. Honorable Musila.
Yes, sir.
West Africa
yes.
is one of the parts of in Africa that experience
many coups.
Coups.
Yes.
Recently, it is
Niger.
Niger.
Yes.
President Ahmed Bazouma.
Yes.
Abasirikali, but the top
brass of
the top
yes.
took him over.
Yes.
Why is it?
Who taught you general paper and in which school?
In Uganda Matters High School.
And so one teacher taught you general paper
yes.
at A level?
Yes.
Because it cuts across whichever combination you are doing.
Yes, it cuts across.
Did he tell you about causes of coups?
Of course.
One of it is what we call, demonstration. Because it happened in that country, we can also do it. Okay? Contagious. Actually, we call them contagious or contagion coups. Because it was in Burkina Faso, it was in Mali, so Niger must also, and many other countries around there.
But that region,
yes,
it is worse.
Yes, and it has been like that historically. Even in the 50s, the first coup, of course, was in, I think, 1958 in Egypt. And Egypt. The first coup in Africa.
It was in Egypt.
Yes, and propelled by these hooligans, pirates.
The pirates.
Pirates, called the Commonwealth. I don't know whether we also have the common poverty, by the way. We should, if we have Commonwealth, we should have common poverty. Exactly.
Why?
Why not? Why not? Because if you think we are wealthy, they are poor, so we need also common poverty. Anyway, that's another story. But the bulk of the coups, if you had out of 100, about 70 to 80% happened in West Africa. Truly. Cause number two of the coups, certainly apart from contagions, the type of military training one has.
Okay.
Analysts at one time, because I teach and taught for over 30 years general paper. One of the analyses is that all soldiers trained in Sandhurst in Britain were imparted with an element of taking over coups. taking over states. General Gowon of Nigeria and many others, even those who deposed Kwame Nkrumah, anybody, they had gone through Sandhurst. So the analysis came and said, why? Possibly in Sandhurst, there must be an element which is imparted in these soldiers.
Is it the lack of acceptability within the army soldiers to and the person in position?
No, that's not the case. It's just greed. Does the army, have you ever seen in any coup anywhere? You study these countries with the coups. Do they bring any new idea? No. Here brought 18 reasons against Obote in 1971. He brought 18 reasons. In the end, he was doing exactly what Obote had lined up. For example, the Asians.
Yes.
Obote had started with the Common Man's Charter, moved to the left. I left it in my vehicle, I brought it here. Nationalizing the economy, the Nakivubo declarations of 1969. I have the book, the real one, not Googled, no, the real physical hard copy, 1969. Somebody donated it to me. I see. Brought them. Didn't he eventually implement what Obote had put down?
Some countries,
yes,
like Kenya, learn from such coups, and they think before it comes. Yes. Are we set to handle such?
The Kenyans had the same as well in 1982. I was at least about almost entering either S1 or so, 1982. And if it was not General Mulinge retired now, he must be old or even dead. 1982. He's the one who saved Kenya at the time. He was in his 50s, I remember. Okay? Yes. Otherwise, the Allied forces, flight forces, Air Force had taken over, led by Raila Odinga. Led by Raila Odinga. Odinga is a soldier.
Yeah.
He's a soldier, you know that one.
Yeah,
and that's why he has disturbed the politics of Kenya. And the Kenyans know, this is soldier, you leave him to become a president, good, and by chance he's now quite old.
Yeah.
He's quite old, and the Kenyans may not be able to give him a chance of leading that country again. So, the West African states have been like that. Like I'm analyzing right now, what we are having are demonstration effect of coups, what we call contagion coups. It happened in Mali, it happened in Burkina Faso, and now Niger, and Guinea, yes, you see? No, and do you see when ECOWAS says, we want you, Tien, is it General Tien or something like that? Yes, ECOWAS. We want you out of power. The legitimate president must...
By all means.
The coup makers also come up and say, no. You touch them, we are here. You are touching all of us.
Recently, he just produced a document.
Yes.
Saying that they should take power back to the General Ahmed Bazoum.
Yes.
But
by the reaction, now they all form, because they are also members of ECOWAS. The Burkina Faso, Mali, they are coming up and saying, no. You can't take power back to Bazoum. No. You see? So this is a terrible controversy by the within even this economic community of West African countries and the army. So there is now a standoff. Did you have to depose the coup makers? The other coup makers are saying no. So ECOWAS is now dismembered, or else you risk even breaking it up. Certainly coups also come with other reasons. Maybe there is a disgruntlement within the army. Maybe some of them out of tribe, tribal tilted armies, something like that. Somebody said, like the one which happened in Mali. You saw it. Yeah, that is it.
I'm trying to read something here via our Facebook page on Baba Television Uganda. Somebody called Charles Suwachagulanyi is saying,
yes,
moderator, ask the visitor.
Yes, the Rastaman.
The Rastaman.
Yes.
For the years he has been in NRM.
Yes.
Why isn't he having any position?
That's good. Is it Charles? Charles of... is meaning President Chagulanyi of NUP.
Yes.
That's good. I like President Chagulanyi. As a young man, having galvanized this country to get those votes. He's a respectable citizen of this country. Why? And with me, my principle is respect all leaders. All leaders, by the way. I saw in 1980s the young President Museveni at the time, who was scolded most of the time, and later on became a leader, leading this country for 40 years.
Yes.
So I don't take it for granted, especially insulting. This is why with the colleagues, whenever I'm here on Baba, with the colleagues from opposition, I say, please, if God, if Jah blessed President Museveni for 40 years, you shouldn't stand to insult. No. And Douglas, you must be a Christian.
Yes, I'm a Christian.
Yes, you go back and read the kings, especially King David. I think we call it, there is a syndrome. When King David had been deposed by his own son.
Yes.
His own son.
Yes, I know that.
Then there was this man who would walk over and shout at him. It's called, is it Shimei? Shimei.
Yes.
So the Shimei syndrome. These things have been there 3,000 years ago. You see? So the Shimei syndrome is not good, abusing leaders. No, any leader, whether for this TV, no. God usually bestows his wisdom on you. So, Charles, I want to say, you said that parties don't have problems. Yeah. But now, I should be the epitome, I should be the example. From 1983, ever since I was Kadogo.
From 1983,
ever since I was Kadogo, Up to now, I've never been RDC or an appointment until the people appointed me.
Why?
Now, somebody will ask you why. This is what afflicts my party. Getting outsiders, lumping them on top. And that is dangerous. I worked with an RDC.
This is something I describe as from opposition to position.
Very good, you said it. Opposition to position. And the Ugandans have discovered that with my regime. They have discovered it. If you want to access very fast to the top of NRM, become opposition, then simply soft talk of them, you will get position. So from opposition to position, that's very true. But do you come from opposition to position with the ideals, original ideals
of the party,
the heart of the party? No. The Central Party or the Communist Party of China, CPC, has a way it develops cadres.
Yes.
There must be deliberate way of recruiting people to come into the party. That is the deliberate. For any party to survive, you must recruit new members. Because there are those who may splinter off and go away. The Besiges went away, Mugisha Muntu went away, and many others from NRM. How do you replace? By the way, NRM is known for recruiting from other parties and other spheres massively. The only problem is cadre retention. As you recruit under, these ones must go up. The way Chama Cha Mapinduzi does in Tanzania, the way the Communist Party of China does.
Yes. The good example is Chama Cha Mapinduzi.
Chama Cha Mapinduzi.
If they recruit, you need to take years.
Exactly.
So that you can get up.
Yes. And for the member, for example, today, if I wavered and said something against my party, the NRM which I believe in, I should be put right and corrected. Corrected. You know, the President Mkapa, had an issue with Chama Cha Mapinduzi.
Yes.
Actually, at one time he was suspended. Did it refuse him becoming a president later? They didn't.
Because it was
so you must have a mechanism of correcting your party members and getting them back. The way the Catholic Church does. Once you are a reverend father, then you are for life until death. Even in your grave, you are a reverend father. Look at these Babylonians. I call them Babylon. These are what we call sects of Babylon. The Catholic, the Church of Uganda, which is of course Anglican, and many others. Very scientific. Ask me why. We have 120 cardinals who elect the Pope. Isn't it?
Yes.
How many are from Africa and Latin America? How many? Less than 60. Few. Yet the bulk of Christians are in Africa and Latin America. You see that?
Numbers.
Actually, 80% of all Christians, it's Catholics, 80% of all Catholics are in two continents.
That is Africa
and Latin America. Am I right on that one? You can Google. But right. Why can't they have a black pope? Or at least an Indian pope? Church of Uganda, Church of England, Anglican Church, Canterbury. The semblance of which, when a Ugandan born Sentamu came close to Archbishop of Canterbury, you know, scientifically was thrown out. It should be a white person. Even Pope Francis today, Catholics are my friends. Even Pope Francis today is an Italian. We have never had a Pope who is not Italian. Show me one.
Pope Francis
Pope Francis is an Italian of Latin America, of Argentina.
Yeah, from Argentina.
Yes. Those who went there some time back. You see, he's an Italian. Italiano. You Google about him. We studied his systems. When Sentamu came to compete, what happened in England? How can a black monkey become an archbishop of Canterbury? No way. Very scientific. I belong to a sect called the Salvation Army, a fellowship. This is not a religion, it is a fellowship. And our semblance of a pope is called a general and is elected every 5 years. Now, the bulk of these fellowship, what they are called the Christian soldiers, the bulk of them are found in Africa, India, Africa and India, bulk almost 90%. In Europe, less than 10%. But all generals, all popes of the Salvation Army are white. Even when they come from the US, they're white. No.
Let's reverse the story back to the NRM.
I want to come back to NRM. Usually revolution begins with an epicenter. Very true. Honorable Chagulanyi, once Honorable of Parliament, is honorable throughout. Honorable President Chagulanyi has to begin from somewhere. He has to begin from Buganda. And it's okay. That is okay. That is okay. You cannot blame him for that. But he must now show a national perspective of NUP. This is why I've complained at all times. I have said the leader of opposition in parliament, all MPs of NUP,
yes,
almost 90% are from Central. But you have two from Eastern. Two from Eastern, one in Musoga, another one in Mugisu, Nambese and the other one.
Yes.
You see that? Now, to give a national perspective of NUP, you would get the head of parliament, opposition, to be a non-person from Central.
Okay.
You get me right? I'm not saying all these NUP MPs are Baganda. No, they are not. Some are Banyarwanda, others. You know, Buganda is very cosmopolitan, mixed up, integrated. I have said this severally. If you go to what I would call Eastern Buganda, the districts, the former districts of Kayunga, Mukono, you have a bulk of Bagisu are the most predominant, my tribe. My tribe. Then, of course, you have a few Basoga, a few Chapadola, and others. Okay? I'm talking from all research of history of Uganda.
Yes.
When you go to what I would call Western Buganda, Masaka,
the Gomba,
Gomba, Ruengo, and others, you will see a lot of Banyarwanda. Ethnic Uganda and Banyarwanda, not Banyarwanda from Rwanda. Those who are down claiming to be, they want to coin a name called, is it Babandime? Babandimwe. You see that? Ugandans, purely Ugandans, but of the Rwanda stock. Rwanda stock. I don't know whether they are Tutsi or Hutu, I don't care. I don't know, but they are Ugandans. That to the extent that the former chairman of Ruengo, Mr. Mutabazi, he is a Munyarwanda. In the parliament here, we have an MP from around there, Rwandi, pure. So, if you went to this place called what? I forget. You know, within Buganda here,
where?
Around Ruengo, this place is called what? I used to trade matoke some time back. I will tell you when I remember the name. So, Buganda is very tolerant to all other aspects of life. In the Rukiko, the parliament of Buganda, we have had Indians, we have had Acholi, we have had other tribes. I don't know why, when it comes to party formation, they are never tolerant. Otherwise, Buganda in this country are the most tolerant, extremely, very, very tolerant to any aspect, culturally, socially. But when it comes to party formation, of recent especially,
they have forgotten.
They have forgotten that tolerance completely. Do you know that Baganda are very good people, extremely very good, very amiable people, extremely very amiable. But when it comes to parties, chino chafe, wanotufira wo chino chafe DP ya fe. DP elino kubere ya fe. Bana abadokoro. No wonder that now we have a district called Dokoro. Bana abadokoro. Amini bana abajanya. They have ridden this country to that extent. But there is no regime ever today, tomorrow, or the future which can work without the factor of Buganda. Without the factor of Buganda. No way. Either you court them, or if you fight them at your own peril. Okay? Fight them at your own. As long as you want to govern this country, the Baganda are a major factor in the polity of this country. They are a major factor.
Like the Kalenjin are in Kenya.
In Kenya. No, Kikuyu.
The
Kikuyu. You know, the factor with the Kikuyu is, if you can allow me to get you some little history. It's good to study history.
Yes.
And history is our story. The white man says his story. And we say it is our story.
You can't build something if you don't have history.
Completely. You will not understand.
You will not understand.
This is why President Museveni has understood and led this country for 40 years. Because he understands the geopolitical history of Uganda. Clearly, at a dot at his fingertips. He understands it. Now the Kikuyu in Kenya.
How do you relate Kikuyu and the Baganda?
Very good. Now, the Baganda are accommodative, assimilative. You get me right? The Kikuyu equally are assimilative. The Gikuyu na Mumbi. You can go and read the books of Professor Thiong. Ngugi wa Thiong. Ngugi, the son of Thiong. Wa, with us in the east. When you say Musila wa Wepuhuru, Musila son of Wepuhuru. So when he says Ngugi wa Thiong, the father is Thiong. He's Musila from Ngugi. You can read some good history, but I've also read across that. The Gikuyu na Mumbi, Gikuyu, the man, Mumbi, the wife, had only daughters. They never had a son. Okay. They were aging. Now, all the daughters got married. Certainly, automatically they had it too. But the third daughter called Wamoyo said no. She had a failed marriage. So she said, let me go to my parents, they are there. When she reached home, the parents also said, we are too old, that our daughter, you are not moving out over here. You can have other husbands and have other children, but you are not moving out over here. Okay? This is why today, younger man, when you marry a Kikuyu girl, you have children, yes. They are Kikuyu. She will go with them. If you have a failed marriage, she goes with them. Okay? This is why Kikuyu have dominated all over. Because they assimilate. Wherever their girl marries, those children are Kikuyu. They are not of that tribe. No. Even, with us in the East, we have had very good social bonds with the Kikuyu because we come from the same ancestry, Maina, that kind of thing. Now, I have an old man who went and worked in Kenya and married at a very top level. But all the children are not Wagisu, they are Kikuyu. And by themselves. No wonder that, of course.
Embozi, Jatunyumia, ne Honorable John Musila Bubulo East constituency. Osano kubenga ina campaign wo wandike ebintu bino kubanga oyizo utata mukufuna muntu akubulira history ono nadala bana akola history 3.
Oh yes, that is true.
They need to know such things so that you need otambule no kumanya. So katugenda okatonye mukumula ko tukomeo ate mukino kyaffe ekyokubiri. Hot cup.
This is Hot Enoni Baba TV obusoga bulayire. It is in our passion, it is in our achievements, it is in our architecture and our heritage, it is in the way we nurture and innovate.
Imagine if everything we learned led to the one job you have always wanted. The journey isn't always easy, but with the right support, we can succeed and be anything we put our minds to. We come from diverse backgrounds, united by a single purpose, improving our lives through intrication and achieving more than you dreamt possible. Lubega Institute of Nursing and Health Professionals.
Interviews for July 2023 will start on 14th July.
For more information, please call 0772 460 130. Lubega Institute of Health Professionals. Enter to learn, go forth to serve.
Olowooza okutuukiriza ekirooto kyo tukwanjulira Coral Coatings Uganda Limited bakolera langi ez'ebika byonna ow'omunda n'ewabweru. Langi gwe basiiga mu texture n'ebika ebirala bingi nnyo. Emirimu gyaffe tegyenkanika. Jjukira nti amakaago ky'ekitiibwa kyo n'omutindo gwo. Tukwanjulira Coral Coatings Uganda Limited. Tukusema
waliwo abagamba nti okuyiiya emizannyo si muzannyo.
That is the question.
Olina okwewaayo n'okukkiririza ennyo mu ky'oyiiya. Ate mwattu olina okubaayo n'omuntu akuyambako.
Bro, you got this, okay? You need to fix all the discrepancies in your account.
Hey, listen! No, you listen. All I want to do is be your friend.
Naye olowooza omuntu ng'ekyo kimuli mu musaayi ebyo bimulya. Anti aba yazaalibwa kukola ekyo.
Scene 5, take 2.
Tega Pearl Magic Prime ne Pearl Magic Loco olabe emizannyo egyaffe egy'Abannayuganda ku DSTV ne GOTV Uganda kwokka.
I killed George.
Sigala ng'oyungiddwako olabe engero zaffe ennyuvu n'obuzannyo obunyuma nga bikoleddwa mu ngeri eyaffe ey'ekinnansi.
Maria!
Wanje mama?
Genda ku dduuka ondeetere Nisa Hand and Body Lotion. Owulidde?
Mama wuuno.
Biki by'okoze bino naawe?
Ebyo bampadde.
Yitawo tugende tuddeyo. Yitawo tugende. Naam. Biki bino by'owadde omwana? Namutumye Nisa Hand and Body Lotion. Kati laba by'otuwadde. Nisa Hand and Body Lotion mulungi nnyo. Ayooyoota olususu n'ofuna enjawulo mu seconds 3 zokka. Ali mu flavors ez'enjawulo nga shea butter, lavender n'endala nnyingi nnyo. Nisa Hand and Body Lotion atandikirwako agula 13 zokka. Nisa Hand and Body Lotion asangibwa mu maduuka gonna ne supermarkets mu ggwanga lyonna.
Enoni Baba TV obusoga bulayire. Eno ni gangamka ku Baba TV. This is Hot.
Okay, welcome back from the short commercials. Once again, this is Baba TV, Hot Cup at 9. Nze Bachinyumya Douglas, okubanga tusembula watutematema ensonga mu ggwanga Uganda kwogata n'ensonga eziringa ezo mu tulubeeryo. Ndine Honorable John Musila, the Member of Parliament from Bubulo East constituency.
Rastaman.
The Rastaman.
Slash.
I love that style.
Oh, thank you. Slash. So I wanted to finish just very quickly.
Yes,
on the Kikuyu, the assimilative phenomenon. This is why the Kenyan politics you can't do without Kikuyu.
Yeah.
You see, when Ruto was coming, President Ruto and Reira, all of them, their running mates had to come from Kikuyu. Just like in Uganda. Kajagwa and the lady for Odinga, Azimio. You see that? All of them, the two running mates, vice presidents, rather deputy presidents, had to come from Kikuyu in order to attract the Kikuyu vote. Equally, you cannot do without Buganda. Buganda is very assimilative, whether biologically or mechanically. Biologically, how? Omwana ozadde Muganda, abeera Muganda. Omwana w'omuwala Omuganda abeera Muganda. And aligned traditionally on one clan, Abenchima, Abembogo, Abachi. Anti naffe Babagisu, bwetyo bwe tubeera. Yes, okweddira kwava ewaffe Bugisu. Omanyi nti no 9 clans of Buganda, no, they came from Bugisu. The original 9 clans here, they know.
Like what?
Then I think bano Abenchima, Abengeye, bamanyi nti no. If you ask elders like Muzei who, retired major who, Ambuze Linya, but they will tell you they know, and I don't want that thing to fail. So the Baganda Kikuyu factor, the assimilative method, is what helps them to grow strong, strength after strength. So in Uganda, in Uganda, you can't do without Buganda. You can't do without Buganda. This is why President Museveni has always quoted them throughout all his governance of this country 40 years down the road. They must be somewhere. The Kabaka who was not there was reinstated in 1993. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Then the vice presidents and whatever, ministers, all of them from here, the prime ministers, Kintu Musoke, and many others. There must be a factor of getting Baganda into government.
That brings us back.
Yes.
To that the politics
yes.
of Africa
yes.
lies in line with the tribes.
To me, why it does so, colonialism has been here for less than 80 years, about 70. In other countries, 60s or so. Okay? They were not able to do away with the culture built over centuries and millennia. No, they couldn't. You ask as to why we have what President Museveni has categorized as Bantuphone and the Luophone. Distinctly in Africa. Why?
Is it like that?
Why? We are original people. When I was talking here, my reading lines of poetry in Rasta, I said it, the unity of the black man. The black man is an original man. God created, Jah created black. This is why, even in a tree, when you want to carbonidate, you want to find out the age of the tree, you go for its blackness, what we call a carbon. Carbon is always black.
Black, yes.
You see? So this skin of an African is a solar system. It is a solar panel. You see?
Honorable.
So we have been here, we taught others. I know you read the Bible very well. Go and read Genesis chapter 10, I think verses 6 onwards, and find out who is the first emperor in the world. He was called Nimrod. Nimrod, grandson of Ham. Nimrod. And if you are saying Ham was black, then his grandson became the first emperor. These are things you don't want to read, because these Babylonians, because these pharaohs are able to simply misguide you, even including removing some of the books from the Bible. You see? Which we don't want. Rasta is keeping all books as inspired by Jah himself, by God.
When you go back in the vision of possession,
yes,
in government, is it satisfying?
Possession.
Yes. Okay, we go back into the party,
yes,
then to the government.
Cabinet. I know. Let me tell you, almost 40% of the cabinet you see today, are they original members of NRM? Or even more than that.
Who are the original members of NRM?
Maybe the General Tafires and others. Muhwezi. Very few. Magode Ikuya. They are countable in my fingertips.
But they are
number two.
But they are like people like you who are the real blood of NRM.
Yeah, of course we are.
Yet you are nowhere.
And now, and you are talking that President Museveni is not handing over power. You think handing over power will be simply instant? I've given, that would be a coup. That would be a coup. That would be disorganizing the country. Look at how President Museveni has done it. The younger people, 50 and below, members of parliament, 70% of members of parliament are below 50. Below 50. 70%. Those of us who are above 50 are very few. Okay? So 70%. Look at even the parliament, the leadership of the parliament.
Of course.
All of them.
They're below 50.
50. Now, my younger sister is coming to 50 this year. When she took, she was 48. Yes, she was 48. Right Honorable Deputy Speaker, 42 or 43 there. Okay? So that is generational handover. You are handing over. The cabinet, how many younger people are there? And many other institutions of state. That is gradual handover of power. You see? It's a gradual handover of power. But, you know, our people want simply instant handover. No, that would be a coup. That would be disorganizing the state. And the younger people, you have never seen a disorganized state. Those of us who grew up in almost a failed, disorganized state, at one time we were praying and saying, God, did you abandon us? You are in the class and the bullets are flying all over. You survived by a whisker. You see? That's what we saw. In our secondary schools, in our primary schools, we became simply a laughing stock of other East Africans, like those of us in Bugisu, who are near the border with Kenya. Our own tribesmate called the Bukusi in Kenya rejected us and called us thieves. Ebigisu, Wagisu hawa. You have never seen such a thing in this country. You younger people, please, maybe we need to get time and teach you about what we went through, what we have seen with our own eyes, so that the younger population of this country know how to safeguard and love their country.
I think the books tell it all. Maybe
they don't.
It's not our culture to read.
How many read, by the way?
A few.
Then two. How many issues are written?
Of course, not all.
Who has written about the Baganda being assimilative and accommodative? I've said it, but where did you get it? Anybody who writes a book will write by his own reasoning. Some of them with biases of politics. Some of them possibly with tribal biases. Somebody comes up with abusing Ibagisu. Have you read the books? You go to Makerere, I think Africana section. That book is there by Reverend John Rusk. He wrote it published it in 1922. Go and read it. He writes about the tribes of Uganda, all of them, saying the Bagisu are cannibals. And you have grown up knowing that the Bagisu are cannibals. Because that man, a Muzungu, a pirate.
That's how he described it.
Yes. He says the Baganda are lazy. Batoro are sexy. You know, everybody. You see? And his colleague in Kenya, Grogan and others, Captain Grogan and others, are also writing about the Bagisu of Kenya, called the Bukusu. First calling them Kitosi. Instead of spelling Kutosi, he couldn't say, these are sons of Kutosi. He says Kitosi. Same things. Character assassination of the African.
But who's
now let me give you what?
Who's assassinating the character?
Of course,
the Western character.
The Westerners, the Bazungu. What you call the Bazungu? This is why I call them pirates.
But can we stand on our own?
We can.
What is fair?
And we should. We can, but we should. The very fact that I can point out such anomalies, the younger people like you and many others who hear me will get their thinking changing about the white man. The white man is the cause of about 98% of all wars in the world, especially on the global and the continental scale.
Is it mentally?
He is a killer by nature. White man is a killer by nature. You know, when he comes to Africa, how many he kills? But you know, the African black man is made by Jah, by God, as a real semblance of Jah. Okay? When he goes to America, where are the Americans, the original Americans. Where are the Mayas, the Incas, and the others? All of them were killed.
But what
through diseases, sexually transmitted. Yes.
What is that is failing we Ugandans to stand on our own?
We are. Don't mind. Again, it is not instant, it is gradual. The moment you are conscious that you are a Ugandan.
Why are we?
The most important is that we are from 1894. 1894, when we became a conglomerate of Ugandan
1894
nations. Yes, 1894. This is 100 and something years. It's coming to 120 maybe. You see, 1894. When these whites said they were coming to protect, I don't know protect what, protect their own wealth in Uganda. And they were coming to colonize Kenya.
What were they protecting?
Of course, their wealth. Exploitation of... the moment you don't understand history, you are in trouble. The white man is a dangerous thunderhead. He's a dangerous
What could
hyena.
that be done?
So now, the moment you are conscious, that you are black, and black is real, and you are the real creation of God, that liberates you. Have you ever seen me in a tie?
No. And
have you ever seen me in a coat?
And I want to see you one day in a tie.
No, I don't. Because, you know, the suffering of demonstration effect, I've seen it at one time. I talked to a colleague on the floor of Parliament. You know, when he comes up, we are doing this and demonstration effect. The vocal cords of an African cannot match with a Caucasoid. No, we are not made like that. We have a wide nose, not a narrow one. So we take in a lot of air. So our brains are very perfect. One Muse bishop retired, Samuel Wabulaha, donated to me a book. And the book is written by one of the Europeans, but of course about slavery, what they did to our people. If I will bring it to you, if you can read and bring it back, because I think they are not in circulation now.
Okay.
Now that's when you will know what these hooligans, pirates, you see, Babylonians called white when they're actually pink. They are pink to me. Somebody calls, I'm white, a white man. No, white is supposed to be like my shirt. What they have is pink. I don't know whether I'm colorblind, but what I see is pink. I live with one of them in my home. He's my houseboy around. Yes?
Why?
He is demonstrating to people that I can have white or the pink man to be my servant.
Like them taking us out there.
Oh yes, I'm demonstrating. And my children have come up to learn and know that a pink man can be a servant to Rasta man. You see that? So the moment we decolonize our mind, we move out of demonstration effect. Douglas, instead of Douglas, you said the other name is what? Bachinyumia. Or kunyumia.
Yes.
Are we not kunyumia now?
Yeah, we are
exactly. Do you see that the name they gave you is demonstrated here?
Yes.
But the pirate, this killer, a murderer called Douglas, you know him? You see? You don't know him. That one you live in. Bachinyumia. Let us talk. You see? Let us have such a very good intercourse. You see? Social, verbal intercourse. You live alone the pirate called Douglas. You don't know him. He's a killer. So, decolonize our mind. Liberate our mind. Decolonize our mind, but liberate our mind. And then know that we belong here. We belong where? Here.
But can that happen?
It's already happening.
If the education system is
already happening. And that is part of the liberation I'm talking about. The moment you still teach, for example, how much do you know about Bagisu? How much do you know about Baganda?
Much.
Not much. You don't know anything completely. I'm telling you that Baganda, 9 9 clans of Buganda
came from Bugisu.
From Bugisu. You don't know. It's not even written anywhere. What you know is the history, his story, written by him. You see that?
The white man.
Yes. So you now research, decolonize yourself, liberate yourself, and come to love. Because if I'm Musila, then is Musila related to Musisi? You see? Musila, Musisi. Who coined the names of Africa? Even in Uganda here, that once you say Musila, then Oro Nandala, those are Bagisu. When you say Musisi, those are Baganda. When you say Mugisha, those are Banyankole. You see? You can see that. And you think Africa had no polity, had no social, educational structure, which was disorganized? You still have it without, you say it without studying it deep. What you must do is to study this. Study it deep. Who has written that the Kenyan Kenyatta family are Banyoro from here? Take the DNA. Today you can do it.
But are they Banyoro?
They are Banyoro. They are. Who has written anywhere in any history book until when I'm teaching my Ugandans today that the Kenyatta family are Banyoro, and by 1898 when Kabarega, Akana Kabarega and Mwanga were arrested in Dokolo today, Dokolo district today, where this Muchala who comes from, Dokolo, and Kabarega was shot in the arm because he resisted. Actually, his son was killed defending his father. These pirates marched them to Kampala here. Okay. From Kampala, they marched them into Kenya. In Kenya, then Kenya of not today.
Of Kenya of
that time.
1898.
Yes, 1898, isn't it? They got him a Kikuyu nurse, a young Kikuyu nurse, to manage his wound, broken arm. This is a king in his 40s. You think he does without a woman when he has left women? Incarcerated, fine, but he goes with this young Kikuyu girl from Gatundu. The result is Jomo Kenyatta, 1899, when he had already been taken to Seychelles. The Kikuyu leadership, the Kenyatta family, you will only know of the mother, and the tomb is there, not the father, hidden properly. But these are Banyoro, and I'm telling you, who has written about that?
Nobody.
You see that?
Nobody.
Nobody can write about it.
That means there is much hidden.
And hidden from you. Hidden from you for thousands of years. You don't even know that you are the original person. When I said the black man is the original man, you can prove it from archaeology. Okay? Australopithecus afarensis. There is these bones. Study about Lucy. You know, recently when I was in Dubai, we went for this exhibition, and I saw the bones of Dubai, the first human. Lucy. Lucy, the first human.
Yes.
They are there. Lucy, the first human. These Australopithecus afarensis from the Omo Valley in Ethiopia today, current Ethiopia. Black. What about the Zinjanthropus? Australopithecus Zinjanthropus. Dr. Leakey discovers the Zinjanthropus in the Olduvai Gorge, 1972. Have you studied? Were they white? Black. What about the Australopithecus africanus in South Africa? 2 million years. And what about the Ugandapithecus, Morotothensis, Cangolothensis? 20 million years in Uganda here. This is why I say Uganda is the Garden of Eden. At one time, I went to one of the biggest museums, St. Fagan's Museum in South Wales. South Wales.
In Europe?
In Europe, South Wales, Britain, UK, South Wales. And I challenged the professors there. I said, you show me the bones here. The Pischiman is only 600,000 years. The Sinotropus pekinensis, the father of the Chinese, only 800,000 years.
But they could only provide the Zinjanthropus only?
No, Zinjanthropus is over 2 million, many of them. Zinjanthropus is about 1.2. Australopithecus is 2 million. The Afarensis is about 3 million. And Lucy is there.
Afarensis is the one
in Ethiopia. In Ethiopia. Omo Valley. Afarensis. Omo Valley, if you wish. So, even the white man accepts that all life began in Africa. So when we talk of a black man, we have the facts, scientific facts. In any case, where would God create and put the first human being if it was not in Africa? With proper humid conditions climatically. Are you aware that you are black, fine?
Yes.
Do you know that all other animals around you are black as well?
Yes.
Mujita motia enchima. Do you see its face? Enchima. Do you see its face? Is it not black?
It is black.
What about a buffalo? Is it not black? Is it not black?
It is black.
What about a crocodile? You see? You know, beings of a certain climate or climate resemble. All of them resemble. All of them. I want to tell you, when God says, and I'm teaching younger people to see this, when God says, let us make man in our own image. What is the quantity of water on the planet Earth? By percentage?
I can't estimate.
75%.
On Earth?
Yes. 75% of the planet is water. Rio hard land is only 25%.
On that percentage, Uganda has how much?
I don't know exactly, but we are one, this is the interlacustrine area, we are one with a lot of water, especially fresh. But now we are going global. I want to show you the notion that let us create man in our own image.
We're describing how we Ugandans, we can stand on our own and we don't rely on the white man.
Yes.
So that we can...
Very well. Decolonize your mind, liberate yourself from demonstration effect. Thinking that the white man, the dollar man, is the only man. No way. We can do without. Recently, you were taught a lesson through this COVID.
Definitely.
Very well. You see the peasant economy. This is why I'm at struggle with the President Museveni when he says we do away with the peasantry. No. No. The best we can do is upgrade the peasantry where people can produce, sell, but also direct production to themselves.
Yes, that is Honorable John Musila. He says if we can have the commonwealth, why can't we have the common peasants?
The common poverty.
Let's have a commercial break and come back in our last slot.
This is Hot. Enoni Baba TV obusoga bulayire.
Olina kasenteko oyagala kulattako ofuneko wewezimbira Julex otunda nyumba gye wezimbira oba oyagala kugula eweddewo n'okutawuka Julex ekyapa kyo wakifuna oyagala kukikyusa kidde mu mannya go Julex oli luguudo lwewayagala oluyingira Kampala bano balinako ettaka Julex bamufuna mpola tuwonye bano batunda n'ettaka ku kibanja mpola Julex namwe be babbako ettaka nga byakulemerera oyagala anakulwanira Julex balina ettaka mu Kampala wonna munnange yangu ofuneko wezimbira
Julex Property Consultants Limited tusangibwa Nansana ku Jenina State oba tukubire ku namba z'essimu zino wammanga 0752 46 11 oba 0788 46 11 12 jangu ofune ekyomulembe
Julex.
abantu b'ekirika n'ebitundu ebiriranye tweyune for Junction Shopping Mall ekirika Namugongo Road mu maaso ga Sheru Kireka jangu wegulire ebintu mu maduuka gaffe omuli supermarket ez'omulembe amaduuka ag'engoye eziri ku mulembe ayagala amasimu amapya restaurants ez'omulembe ezifumba ekimere ekiri loko emmere yaffe endala omuli ne Continental Food Makeup Studios yenjogera ekindekeki banange parking ngazi ate nga security eri ggulugulu byonna ebe ku Junction Shopping Mall ekireka Namugongo Road maaso ga Sheru Kireka tukulindiridde.
Maria!
Wanje mama?
Genda ku dduuka ondeetere Nisa Hand and Body Lotion. Owulidde?
Mama wuuno.
Biki by'okoze bino naawe?
Ebyo bampadde.
Yitawo tugende tuddeyo. Yitawo tugende. Naam. Biki bino by'owadde omwana? Namutumye Nisa Hand and Body Lotion. Kati laba by'otuwadde. Nisa Hand and Body Lotion. Mulungi nnyo. Ayooyoota olususu n'ofuna enjawulo mu seconds 3 zokka. Ali mu flavors ez'enjawulo nga shea butter, lavender n'endala nnyingi nnyo. Nisa Hand and Body Lotion atandikirwako agula 13 zokka. Nisa Hand and Body Lotion asangibwa mu maduuka gonna ne supermarkets mu ggwanga lyonna.
Enoni Baba TV obusoga bulayire. Eno ni gangamka ku Baba TV. This is Hot.
Okay, welcome back in our last slot of Hot Cup at 9. Once again, nze Bachinyumya Douglas. Wetu tutambula ne Honorable John Musila atenga tutema ensonga ku bitu ebikola amawulire mu ggwanga Uganda. Honorable,
yeah, let me just finish within 1 minute.
Yes.
The notion I was teaching you about.
Yes.
Teaching Ugandans to love why we are the image of God. So I was telling you that 2/3 of your body is water. Much as planet Earth, water is also 2/3.
Yes.
That's the image of God. That you have legs, and if you check your legs, the bigger trunk up, as from the inguinal area, is the heaviest. And yet your small legs can carry that. Check the continents, Africa and South America. They have legs down there, small tips down. They are carrying the landmass up. You resemble God, the creation of God, in every aspect. So don't think that God is a human being like you, that you call him, he, or whatever. No.
so we just need to put it
It is a cosmic force. And the cosmic force behaves the same way. You die, continents die, planet Earth will die, and even your son will die.
That's the nature.
That's nature. That's nature. So what you are a reflection, a duplicate of nature. This is what we must think. Second notion, liberate yourself intellectually first. Liberate the mind. The moment you liberate the mind intellectually, then all things will come. You will have liberated yourself economically and everything like that. President Museveni, who was a poor son of a servant, Amos Kaguta, son of a servant. You imagine how the little President Museveni was feeling at the time. In the same way I was feeling, because my father was a servant in Kenya. And at times I would visit and see, look at how he was tortured. I knew. And I built my mind, I must liberate myself. You live with this issue of government. Which government is going to give you money? Actually, it is you giving government.
Because
it is you paying tax. It is you giving government.
So you expect nothing from the government?
For what? For what? And what is government? I thought government is you. Because you are giving tax. You are donating to these parasites to eat. Yes.
Who are the parasites?
Parasites all over. This is the arrangement of the past. But even in our kingdoms, the elite class became parasitical. If you study how societies develop. I want to take you maybe to scientific socialism.
Honorable, I want to go
yes.
into the last
yes,
topic.
Please. Right.
Yesterday, the government waived off the bit off of the taxes of the internet.
Yes.
Yakeneza ku musolo gwa internet.
Yes.
Nga eyagala abantu bagezeeko kubanga bettanira enkozesa ya internet. But it gives me a question.
Yes.
The telecommunication companies, if they was on a speed internet, segeza now agenda ogula data mungi.
Oh yes, that is it.
The amount of data.
That is it. Two ways. One, it is good for the economy because those telecom companies pay tax and heavy. MTN, Airtel, and others pay heavy taxes to government. So eventually our roads, our water, our salaries, we get from them, just like other direct production, non-service companies like Kakira Sugar Works, whatever. They pay tax. So it is good. A government must survive on taxes. The one you pay, even you. You see? You from your sugar, soda, whatnot, and even here your salary, you pay tax, isn't it? So, to me, that is okay. Second, they are also stealing from you. Have you? Let us now go to what we call verbatim calls, like us who are nanny.com. We are analog. I call you 2 minutes and 1 second. 2 minutes, 1 second.
Those are 3 minutes.
Those are 3 minutes. So what about the 59 seconds?
In fact, if you just use 3 seconds,
yes,
it is
that is a minute.
1 minute.
As 1 minute. Isn't somebody stealing from you? So, have you realized that kind of thing? This is how these companies are becoming super rich, including those of Zuckerberg in the Silicon Valley. You know the US in California, a place called Silicon Valley.
Yes.
This is the richest enclave supervising the whole world. I can see you abusing, doing what on your internet. At times I look at these young Africans and they say, you waste time abusing and insulting yourselves, insulting your leaders.
Yes,
but do you know that you are paying someone in America, Zuckerberg, in the Silicon Valley? Do you know that? And through MTN, of course, or whatever, you are also paying them. Through, and it is all over. It's almost a culture of Ugandans to now insult the new Ugandan, young Ugandan, .com Ugandan is insultation. Actually, we should call you insultants. I see it with your politicians as well, insulting everybody. You know, one politician called President Museveni, he had just come from Rwanda. Then he said, he's staying in Ntungamo in a honeymoon. 75, 78 years. He has children, possibly as big as yourself. And you say he's in a honeymoon. We thought honeymoons, if I understand this Babylonian language, honeymoon is for young people. Younger people. You call me to be in a honeymoon when I have 2 wives, when I go with one? Honeymoon? What for? What for? No, that's wrong. But this is a politician. At the hem, the level, the high echelons of politics of this country is saying that. You see? So, but if you put it in social media, you abuse yourselves, then these idiots from the West, I call them idiots with intention, will harvest money from you. And that's what they do. That's what they do. They live by that. They live by craft, crook, and a hook. It is them, those are their words, hook and a crook. That's how they live. I've just told you. If they can hook you into the Catholic Church, you are never questioning why you don't have a black pope. Why you don't have in Anglican? Why you don't have a black Archbishop of Canterbury? Salvation Army, why you don't have a black general? Liberate yourselves. Liberate your mind. Liberate your intellectuality. And then there you are. So I'm saying these companies are minting a lot of money, but out of our uselessness also. If you are using the internet for productive purposes, that will be okay.
Even our tax will have value.
I mean, you are paying tax, but and now you are paying to how many? 1, you are paying to Zuckerberg. 2, you are paying to the company. And 3, the state gets a smaller portion. That is all. 3 people. And your state, you are paying to them indirectly. So the person who takes the lion's share, or maybe I should say hyena's share, because these Babylonians are hyenas. So hyena's share is Silicon Valley, Zuckerberg. You see? Then Fox, the company, it takes also. Then you eat crumbs. You are simply a rat. And you know rat race?
But
there are so many races.
If the tax would have been of value,
yes,
you wouldn't have mind.
As long as you create that value, the valuability is created by yourself.
Yeah, but how can Uganda calculate value for the tax?
No, tax is important. You were in A level, you studied economics. Yes. You did that. Yes. You know the uses of tax.
The taxes.
Exactly, especially if it is fair tax. Especially tax, you are now complaining who is coercing you to pay.
Yes, okay, they force to pay tax.
Yeah. Nobody is coercing you. Unlike the colonial times with poll tax, graduated tax, where they were lashing people. Do you know why here the coffee of Uganda is called the kiboko? Kiboko is a lash. Canes. Kiboko is cane, Kiswahili for cane. The cane. The cane is called the kiboko. You see? And that was direct. Later, lipa ushuru, mpaka lazima. Now today nobody is coercing you. You are coercing yourself. You are coercing yourself to pay that tax. If you are going to take, and this is very indirect, which is very good, very silent. It is upon you. The moment you are using it to insult Rastaman, then you are paying to the 3 people.
Then you pay for it.
Yes, for insulting. And what is wrong with us? One time President Museveni said, we can't do away with the cigarette. If people are smoking, even when they die, as long as they are paying tax. Yes, you take yourself there. You are smoking. Today, Uganda is the biggest alcoholic country in the world. I think the 3rd in the world and the 1st in Africa.
Yeah, in fact, in the world it takes 3rd.
Yes.
In Africa, it is number 1.
It's number 1. We drink. At one time when we were growing up in the primary and the secondary, it was Zambia. Zambia were the people drinking a lot. Today it is Uganda. Can we say no? You shouldn't drink?
No.
Yes, but the state is getting taxed.
Because the government gets taxed?
Yes, that is it. But now the Indian also gets taxed because all these breweries predominantly are Indian. Do you see Indians drinking? They make nguli, these sachet ngulis. Do you see them drinking? Why should you be so stupid? Why should you be so stupid? Now, you know, I operate a few shops in Mbale. What they call supermarkets and whatever, 3 of them. Now, I wanted a franchise to go and supply sugar. I went to 3 companies, Rugazi, Kakira, and one in Mayuge. All of them were Indian. He said, no, my friend. We are having supplier in Mbale. No, so don't mind. We have supplier. If you are wanting Uganda, we buy from them. I say, okay. But I was also making my research. These families have ring-fenced that from production, their wholesaler is also an Indian. Why? And the Jew says, let your 1,000 move 7 families of the Jews before it gets out. Have you heard that adage? Yes. Very good. Why don't you make it so? I am happy with Ugandans. They have realized and said, no Indians. Most of them today go to Chikubo. Indian is running out. The black Ugandans, the Rastaman, has come to realize these are simply what we call Banyunyuzi.
Banyunyuzi? Yes,
Banyunyuzi. These are exploiters. I am happy. And you know, if you develop an aura, I'm a member of parliament. I cannot go to Chikubo. I cannot do what? That's where I get information. I move down there. I get the Rasta boys down there. We even share Mira. We chew those green leaves. Mira hat.
The cat?
Yes. We chew with them. And they say, Rasta, thank you for coming. I'm getting a lot of wisdom from down there. Very well. Uganda is on the right plane, right road. Liberate yourselves from colonialism. Liberate yourselves intellectually, and then the economic world will follow. But no government will ever give you money, whichever will come. We have seen only this government ever since I was born in 1965. Maybe I didn't understand, but Amin did not give any money. I can see PDM, I can see what, I can...
But during Amin, there was no such money.
Where? From where? Oh my God. From where? Wait. From where? I've never seen that.
Why is it so much these days? The Myoga...
I'm also surprised with the Museveni's government. Getting money and giving you startup, stimulus, and you are not able to start? Who gives the...
Maybe it's giving back.
No, who gives... I have the Indians who are Ugandans. But I have the Indians also coming into Uganda who are not Ugandans. Where do they get the money? Who gives them? Who gives them? You see? The actual money with which you have is your money. Your youth, your age alone is enough capital. It's enough capital. I can't run with you.
You think government giving Ugandans money, it is wasting?
No, it is not wasting.
It is...
You know, look at Museveni who grows up in those days, moving barefoot with a calico, barely covering his private parts, to Chamate Primary School, to Mbarara High School, and then later on Tuntare High School. You think he doesn't remember the age and what he went through? He knows.
So why should the government...
That's why he thinks he should assist you. That by 1997, he begins with UPE, Universal Primary Education, which you people are bringing down through insultations. There is no quality. Did he bring it? Did he say we are bringing quality?
No.
It was quantity. Quality is upon you. Yes, it was quantity. Let the children of Uganda...
Let all Ugandans
go to school. Go to school.
If we're not having the
matter of quality,
it will come later.
We can come along the way. But let all Ugandans go to school. Who did it again? You study history. I see history.
Nobody.
Which government did that? Was it Amin? Was it Obote?
No, in Uganda, no.
No way. To the extent that governments like Kenya also copy what we have done here.
In Rwanda.
Rwanda also copies. You see? So we are an epitome of intellectuality. We are leaders. No wonder that all East African leaders have come from Uganda. I've told you about the Kenyatta family, who are Banyoro. Isn't it? Did you hear, I said it here at one time, did you hear that Nyerere is from Uganda?
From today onwards, I'm going to do research about that.
Oh yes, Nyerere was from Uganda. That's why it's called Kambarage. Let alone the wacha mambo ya kusema Kambarage. No, Kambarage. When the king, yes.
It is Kambarage.
Kambarage. When Mwanga was deposed temporarily into Mwanza and went with these Baganda and the others, the lords, many of them remained there. You go to Mwanza, you will get ethnic Baganda. Ethnic Baganda who are Tanzanians.
Is it Mwanza, Mwanga?
No, Mwanza, I'm saying Mwanza. But Mwanga. Kabaka Mwanga.
Okay.
You know he was deposed twice. Yes, you know that history. I'm talking of what you know.
Yes.
So, he left their seeds. You see? Yes. Wezili. The Nyerere family. This is why Nyerere is more amiable to Uganda. That is going to be made a saint with the Catholic Church. But more amiable to Uganda. You see? You talk about Rwanda. The Kagambes are coming from where? Is it not Uganda?
Uganda.
What about Congo? The Kabilas. Are they not from Uganda?
Yeah.
What about Southern Sudan?
The Salva Kiir
and the former one, Nani? Garang.
The Gala.
Were they not in Uganda? You see? So Uganda is a springboard of the whole of Eastern Africa. So when Museveni talks of the East African community and it becomes an epitome, the icon, he means history. He's playing in the hands of history. History directs him on what to do. You get me right? This is what you should think and be proud of as a Ugandan. When you move around, you tell people this is history. Now, I come back to you. Is it written? Is it written anywhere?
Not written.
Can you ask and say Nyerere, Kenyatta were born by parents from Uganda? The fact that even Kenyatta comes back, if you want, you go to Nkrumah Hall. Nkrumah, because they were in Nkrumah. They were in Nkrumah, even their photos are there.
But
Nkrumah Hall in Makerere.
If even their parents didn't write it about.
Yes.
Maybe they had reasons.
Yes, there is that inferiority. The mentality, the slave mentality. You see a white man, you think a black man, I'm supposed to be a servant of the white man. No. They have been servants to us for years. By the way, they worked and served us for years.
As we are concluding,
yes.
At least something from the people of Bubulo is...
Ndugu zangu, dada zangu, kutoka eneo bunge langu la Bubulo East na wilaya ya Namisindwa na wengine kutoka hata Kenya. Nataka nisema asante. Mambo haya, majadiliano haya ni mazuri. We learn a lot from this. Very few people can talk the way I talk. We must guide this country. We must show this country that we are the greatest and the younger people. I want to refer you to the Kenyan way of doing things. The Kenyans have NYS, National Youth Service, which we must bring back into Uganda. That we must teach our younger people to know their history. And it is from history that we can determine the future of this country. No government will ever make you rich unless if you are stealing. Unless if you are stealing. You are a rich person as a young man. By your youth alone, you have the habit of being youth. You are already rich. Simply work. Work for yourself and the country will benefit from you. The salary you pay me as a member of parliament is yours. I get it from you. So I'm a parasite earning from you. But simply keep working. Demand from government good roads, schools and others. Don't demand money from government. Like Abraham Lincoln, a black American president who they killed in 1863, said, don't ask what Uganda has done for you. Ask what you have done for Uganda. And the very fact that it is for God and our country, God is with us. In this nation. Thank you, Honorable.
Thank you. I want to send some greetings to some of us who have been watching us via Facebook Live. Bwambale Alex says, we need such people who give us facts.
Exactly.
Dina Nangobi, you've also been watching us live. Edwin, nayabaddeko nga tugoberera. Charles Owachagulanyi, nayabaddeko nga tugoberera.
Very good.
Bihuko Morris.
Yes,
I
Morris.
think in the West.
Yes.
Thank you for watching us. You can watch us via Facebook Live.
Wagwan.
You can just type in Baba Television Uganda. Genda ku YouTube era ojateka Baba Television Uganda. Osobola kulaba nga enteekateeka gye tutambuza ogigoberera bulungi nnyo ate otambula naffe mu ngeri y'okumanya biki ebitambula mu ggwanga ate otambule n'okumanya zibadde sikimanyi. I didn't know that Julius Kambarage
Nyerere. Yes.
Not Kambarage.
Not Kambarage, it is Kambarage.
Comes from Uganda.
Kambabulire, Kambarage. We
just want to make this the mark of the end of our show. Thank you for watching Baba TV. Mbadde bakinyumya Douglas. For the hot cup at 9 okuvera gye twatandikiddeyo na ku saa 12 ez'okumakya ne muganda wange Simon Muyanga Lutaya, Adam Kungu ne timu yonna ekikola nayo gangamuka. Nze mbadde olunaku leero okutuusa ku hot cup at 9 ngugamba nti siba bulungi, have a good day, weeraba.
Obeera oli kubona